it seems almost impossible to gain emotional control. Over time, you are going to achieve emotional control, which is the essence of Islam.
After becoming Muslim, how has your relationship with your own emotions changed, such as anger and greed?
After becoming a Muslim, after reading the Quran, I realized that achieving emotional control is what is expected of us. It's not just greed and it's not just anger, it's also fear and it's also desire. And all of these things are we are supposed to put under control. You know, when you consider patience, what is patience? Patience is simply ability to react to any delay or when things don't go our way or any tragedy without getting angry or upset. That's patience. So patience is emotional control. And when God says in the Quran that patients are going to be successful, it means that those who achieve emotional control are going to be successful, right? Or when we're tested with fear, right? There is no person in this on this world that doesn't feel fear. The difference between a coward and a hero isn't whether they feel fear or not, or a coward and a courageous person is how they act. If you fail to have that emotional control, then you're going to make the same mistake over and over and over again, and your behavior speaks as to who you are. Same thing with greed. If you give your charity over and over and over and over again, you, although you're feeling that emotion, you are defeating it. So every single emotion, including anger, for example, that is the most difficult one for me. I was a very angry person most of my life, and I still struggle with it. But 13 years in, I am getting close to that. So the approach that I try to use is when I feel that anger coming in, I almost try to have a dialogue with Shaitan. That anger comes in, and I just answer with a verse from the Quran. Right? There's a verse in the third chapter of Quran that says, "And hurry toward the forgiveness of your Lord and the gardens, the expanse of which is heavens and the earth." And your Lord has prepared them for those who are careful of their duty, those who give in prosperity and adversity and suppress anger and forgive people, right? So, this is the approach that I try to take with everything. And I constantly remind myself that this is what is expected of us. And over time, although initially I will concede that it seems almost impossible to gain emotional control over time, just like with anything else, whether you were learning how to write or you were learning a sport or you were learning anything, over time, if you are persistent, you're going to get better and you are going to achieve emotional control, which is the essence of Islam. No matter what you think, no matter what you feel, you act in a predictable manner, like God commanded. And imagine that is the basis for unity among Muslims. We don't have unity among Muslims, but that's why. Because we are unpredictable, because we see Islam as a cultural thing. And we can behave however we want, and we can lie to each other, and people commit zina here, and these people see it this way, and those people see it that way. And instead of going back to the Quran and saying, this is no compromise on any of this, we can dress differently, we can look differently, we can even talk differently, but no compromise on this would make us very, very predictable and we would all trust each other. But because a lot of us don't get this emotional control, then we act unpredictably. And if you meet five people in a row from a certain ethnicity who treat you badly, all of us have that internal bias that's going to kind of predispose us now to think of the whole group, right or wrong. It's wrong, but we have that, and that's very difficult to fight against. And again, that is again an emotion. So emotional control is the goal